Harry widened his eyes, intently staring at the keys. After returning to the cell, he drew the outline of the key. At night, he lit a match to observe the keyhole. He tore off a piece of paper, covered the keyhole, pressed it to get an impression, and traced it with a pencil. Next, he inserted a paper roll into the keyhole and pressed the bottom with a pencil to successfully determine the depth of the keyhole. The next day, he quietly hid several wooden strips. Just then, the prison guard arrived. Harry quickly stuffed a towel into the thermos cup. When leaving, his nervous expression caught the guard's attention. The guard picked up his thermos cup, poured out the water, and shook it a few times. Finding nothing unusual, the guard let him go. Back in the cell, Harry used a knife to cut grooves in the wood, sanded it with sandpaper, applied some glue, assembled the parts, and heated them with a lamp. After making sure the parts were firmly glued, he sanded them further and then walked towards the door. He inserted the key into the keyhole and carefully turned it, successfully opening the first door. However, he found another iron door with its lock on the outside. He continued to make the second key. During the collective work, Harry tested the key. When the key got stuck, he bent down and took out the tools from his sock. He sanded the key carefully. Finally, he managed to open the iron door. But when he was about to turn the lock core back, the key got stuck and broke into two pieces. Just then, the guard was approaching. He was in a great hurry and started picking at the lock cylinder with his fingers. A fellow inmate threw him a screwdriver. Harry picked it up and quickly dug out all the wood chips. However, the bolt was still out. Harry hit the bolt with his hand, but the bolt didn't retract. He returned to the cell worriedly. Fortunately, after seeing the exposed bolt, the prison guard just turned his head and looked around, then closed the door again. Harry soon made another key, but he was stumped because the lock was on the outside. They discovered that the broom could reach the lock core, and the turning wheel on the lathe inspired Harry. He prepared a wooden block with 2 holes, drilled a hole at the top of the broom and fastened the wooden block to the top of the broom. Then, he fixed the key to the other end of the block. He stretched out the key, inserted it into the keyhole, and turned the wooden wheel. The door opened. Just then, he noticed the prison guard was on patrol. He immediately pulled out the key, but it dropped to the ground.